Hey everyone, it is Laura. Today is May 22nd. It's also Friday, so happy Friday. I was going to originally do a thing where I showed the featured waterfall this week, which is Aunt Sarah Falls from Montour Falls, and talk about that. But I decided while I was looking for that maybe I would give you a behind the scenes of some of the paintings that I have in my inventory right now. So this is the particular drawer that I keep the majority of my projects that are the 6x6 flat panels. They're wood panels. Let me pull one out. So this particular one is from the Watkins Glen State Gorge. So the wood panels like that. They have a hole in the back so you can just put them on that to hang, or you can frame them, or you can use command strips to stick them to the wall, or all sorts of options as far as hanging it. And so that's one of the ones there. So this drawer has ones that are from my 50 New York Waterfalls series. It also has ones from the year before that where I did 50 paintings from around the Finger Lakes, and then it has ones from last year which were the city versus country, and kind of looking at how this particular area has aspects of the best of both of those. So I thought I would show you some of the ones that I have in here. So this is a favorite one from the Waterfall series. It is Lower Taconic Falls. It is one of the ones that I did where it's autumn, and I really enjoyed painting the pinks and the purples in the sunset and the reflections for that one. And let's see. A lot of these are stored upside down for some reason. I did have them really organized so that all the waterfalls from each waterfall system, or each trail, were together and in order and all that, and that hasn't happened. Or when I added varnish to it, when I put it back, I didn't put it back in order, so it was kind of a treasure hunt to find when I'm trying to find something. So this one is from one of the gorges that goes along Cornell University, and the thing I really liked about doing this particular trail, this one, was the Falls Gorge Trail. So it has Ithaca Falls in it. This one I believe they called Foaming Falls. I think I've also heard it referred to as Horseshoe Falls. But you can see, so the front painting is the favorite thing that for this particular one was that I have this one here, but you also can see like the next painting in the background. So let me see if I have Rocky Falls right here to show you. If not, I will have to pull it out a different time. But one of the cool things was that in that particular waterfall system, the waterfalls are close enough together that you can see one after. Here it is. Okay. You can kind of see each one kind of pictured in the next one almost. So this is Rocky Falls there. So let me put this here, and this is stunning camera work. But you can see from there the same building and the falls in the background, and then there's a picture there of that. So I really liked how that one, the whole series, when you see it all together, it kind of flows from one to another, which is really neat to look at. So one of these days I will pull that back out so you guys can see it. Actually, I already have pictures of that, so I can show you. And then here's another one kind of that same kind of way, where this one is Vanetta Falls. It is in Ithaca. Again, in Ithaca, there's a lot of falls in Ithaca. So this particular one is part of Businessman Lunch Falls, and it is the top portion, and then this one right here is the bottom view. So there's a little trail towards the top where you can, or not really even a trail, it's just a cutoff from where the road goes across that you can see the top portion, and then there's a little trail that comes down here, and there's the old building there, and then a series of waterfalls, and then Vanetta Falls is up there. And then the really cool thing about this one is you can see all of the exposed roots if the water's low enough. So that was really neat to see all the trees with the root systems showing. So that's a couple of those. So lots of waterfalls. This one's another favorite. It's Papermill Falls. It's in Avon towards Rochester. And my favorite thing is the graffiti on the bridge, which most people are not terribly happy about that feature of the waterfall, but I thought it added a lot of interest in the painting and made it very unique compared to all the, just regular serene waterfall paintings. And then this one is actually one of my favorites that I visited, just because it's so out of the way, and it's one of those ones where you never would probably drive down that way unless you live down that road, and it's really close to the road, but it's obscured by trees, so unless you know where you're going, you would pass right by it and not even notice it. So it was really kind of neat to step in there, and it feels like its own little magical land. So that was one of my favorite ones to visit, and that's Bucktail Falls, and it's over near Owasco Lake. I think it's near that one. Yeah. There's just so many fun ones. This one is Waverly Glen. So if you're in this area, Waverly, New York, they have a waterfall there and a park, and really easy to get to and really neat one to look at. It has little steps versus some of the falls have like really big drops, so the water is loud, but this one, the water makes like a little tinkling sound, and it's really kind of pretty. But yeah, I have a lot of waterfalls, and I learned a lot about the waterfalls in the area while doing the project, so they can kind of have their own video at some point, I'm sure. This one is from the series before that, which was around the Finger Lakes, and this is a scene from Tanglewood in Elmira. I also have this one, which is a country scene from Veteran, New York, so if you're familiar with the area north of Horseheads. This one features the apple trees that are in back of my parents' house. So where I grew up, kind of playing among the apple trees. I have one of Seneca Lake. Let's see. And then over here I have ones from the newer series from last year. This one is from a brewery. It's a local brewery. I want to say it's the east side of Seneca Lake, so kind of the Hector area. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I also have this one, which is kind of it's an overlook in the country during fall time. And then, so there's all sorts of paintings. This one is probably one of my absolute favorites from that series. It is from Elmira, the park that is, I think it's Mark Twain Riverside Park, along along Water Street and Main Street. So if you look in the background, that is the Main Street Bridge there. But during the evening hours in the summer, the sun just glows across the park, and it's so pretty. So that one is one of my absolute favorite ones. So that's kind of been shown a couple times over at Community Arts. It's been, of course, it was part of the series at 150 or 171. So it was there, and then I've had it up and around my house as well. There's a farm scene from this area. Let's see what else we got. We have, this one is from the first series. It's the covered bridge in up towards Ithaca. And then here's another favorite, which is Fountain Down in downtown Corning along Market Street. And then I also have a couple that are framed ones that came back from my shop at Oldies But Goodies. They were kind of more fall themed paintings, so I changed those out. I also have this one here, which is a still life. So yeah, this is a behind the scenes look of some of my paintings that I have in inventory. If you see anything that you're interested in, I have, I'm pretty sure I have everything listed up at my Etsy website. So Laura Jane Art over at Etsy, and you can take a look. They're all 6x6. They are wood panel. They have the wood panel. They can be framed. They can hang up just on their own with a small nail, or you can do all sorts of different options as far as hanging and displaying them. You can put them in a collection or by themselves. There's all sorts of fun options, which one of these times I'll show you some of the art in my house and how I have them displayed.